Death penalty, or also known as the capital punishment. It is a state-sanctioned practice of killing a person as a punishment for a crime. The sentence ordering that an offender is to be punished in such a manner is known as a death sentence, and the act of carrying out the sentence is known as an execution. The main aims of death penalty are retribution, incapacitation, rehabilitation, and deterrence. With retribution, punishment is a matter of what is deserved in return for a wrongful act. This punishment is proportionate to the crime and imposed on the offender for its own sake rather than to bring about a larger social benefit. In most countries that practice capital punishment, it is now reserved for murder, terrorism, war crimes, treasons as part of military justice. And according to the Amnesty International, however, reported that in 2019, in a number of countries, the death penalty was imposed or implemented for crimes that did not involve intentional killing, including drug-related offenses, rape, blasphemy, kidnapping, espionage, and other bigger crimes. Death penalty is often defended on the grounds that society has a moral obligation to protect the safety and welfare. Only by putting murderers to death can society ensure that convicted killers do not kill again. More than 53 countries have the death penalty in place. In the USA, it is reserved for the most extreme crimes, but in other places like Iran, you can be executed for critical journalism and sexual orientation. So is killing a person no matter what they've done ever okay? Now, we will look at the death penalty through the lens of two major schools of thought, the utilitarianism and virtue ethics. Both of these come under the umbrella term of moral philosophy or the study of what is right and wrong. To begin, we will view this dilemma using the reasoning of utilitarianism or also known as consequentialism. Consequentialism is the theory that ethical decisions should be made on the basis of the expected outcome or consequences of the action. Consequentialists believe that ethical dilemma should be decided using a number of based logic. You should try and make decisions so that the greatest number of people experience the greatest happiness. It is a logically sound way of viewing dilemmas and is often the favored philosophy of conservative politicians. So what would the consequentialist think of capital punishment? Using the greatest happiness criterion, a utilitarian thinker would support the death penalty. They would point out the complete elimination of reoffending, therefore stopping any future harm and guaranteeing at least a base level of happiness. A consequentialist would always say that capital punishment provides a great deterrent for future crime. This reasoning is often used in real-life debates. And next, we will look at the death penalty with virtue ethics as our guide. Virtue ethics is an ethical theory championing the use of virtues to decide moral dilemmas, with a focus on self-improvement and the goal of becoming a better person. Virtue ethics was coined by Aristotle in ancient Greece and emphasizes that people should be judged based on their intent. He said that a person is good if they act with virtue, and virtue can take a lot of forms. Because virtue is a bit of an umbrella term, Aristotle came up with a rule to provide a more comprehensive guide on how to act. It is known as the golden mean. As an example, courage is a virtue because too much causes foolhardiness and too little causes cowardice. Virtue theory tells us to aspire to be the best person you can. A virtue ethicist would oppose the death penalty. They would reference the virtues of compassion and kindness and point to the fact that we are sinking to the same level of the criminal by ending a life. They would point out that killing a person does not benefit society more than imprisoning them would. And so, you would be acting in a rash manner purely for the sake of vengeance. This would be seen as an excess of justice and not conform to the golden mean. So what do you think about the death penalty? For me, I disagree with this idea because we can just let those nasty suspects die with no higher evidence to prove that they committed that crime. They need to suffer in prison for the rest of their lives and pay for their wrongdoings. I believe that we should value human life over a sense of autonomy, beneficence, and justice.